Back-to-back games in Florida, then Miami. Steve, what's the plan for your older roster? Have you already sketched out who plays when and who sits?
We've been discussing it the last couple of days, and it's been the toughest early schedule I've ever been a part of in my entire NBA life.
Brains, acumen, talent. Steph Curry, coach, he follows up his 46 with 49, and you get both ends of that stay and play in San Antonio. What is your thought, your takeaway from, yes, Steph is really great, but does it continue to amaze you just how great he can be at this late date?
Yeah, I mean, it never gets old. Just the way he kind of goes about the game, constantly in search of that flow, that zone. The way he plays, the fact that he can shoot every which way, off the dribble, off the catch, flying off a screen. So he's in constant search for that rhythm. And when he's in rhythm, that's when we're at our best. And I thought we really found our rhythm, these last few games as it relates to doing everything we can to enhance, our best players, Steph, Jimmy, Draymond. That's what it's got to be. That's the way we're going to win, and that's how it has always worked in the NBA. You get the guys at the top of the food chain to play at their best by supporting them and making sure we've got the right flow, the right rhythm. That's what wins in this league.
Steve, you were teammates with one of them. You coached the other one. Steph Curry holds up the 2-3 the other night in San Antonio when he finds out that he has tied Michael Jordan for the most 40-plus point games in NBA history after age 30. I wonder sort of how you would compare how dynamic and effective these two players were after their 30th birthday and when they got toward the twilight of their careers.
Well, the first comparison comes, when we're pulling into the arena last night and there's a line of people, getting ready to go in the gates, and most of them have Steph Curry jerseys on. And that's what I remember about Chicago. Everyone on the road had a Jordan jersey on. So these two guys kind of transcend the sport. They transcend, home team, road team. Like, people just want to root for these guys, whether it's Jordan or Steph. There's just an incredible aura about them. No matter what arena you're in, they are the center of attention. And I think both guys really loved that. They loved the challenge. They loved the game. They never wanted to disappoint anybody. They were both well aware that, a lot of people were coming to see them for the only time in their life, and Michael used to talk about that. And Steph talks about it too. They want to put on a show for the people who have supported them, for so long. So it's each of them, has just been a phenomenon in the league at different times, and it's fun to kind of see how it changes over the years and how the game has changed. But that it's still these individuals who can just carry so much weight for the league.
I know he achieves something statistical, it seems like almost weekly, but because this one was MJ or whatnot, was there any exchange that the two of you had about it, any conversation?
No. I know he keeps up with all that stuff. I know Raymond Ritter fills him in on, whatever record is next. And so Steph loves that stuff. He's an NBA historian himself, and he loves to pay homage to the people who came before him. So that didn't surprise me at all. But we didn't talk about it. We got other things we have to worry about.
Back-to-back games in Florida, Orlando tomorrow, then Miami. So, Steve, what's the plan for your older roster? Have you already sketched out who plays when and who sits?
We've been discussing it the last couple of days. And, the Miami game will be our 17th game in 29 days in 13 different cities.
Well, but who's counting, right?
I'm not really keeping track or anything, but I mean, it's been the toughest early schedule I've ever been a part of in my entire NBA life. And I think our guys have held up remarkably well, but there's definitely some considerations to make with this back-to-back and then coming back and playing Portland on Friday. So we're going to try to do the right thing by our team and by the league, and we'll see where that takes us.
Is the fact that Wednesday is, I know you already had one of these last year, but Wednesday in Miami, is that a consideration at all for whatever you're going to do with Jimmy Butler?
Well, yeah, it has to be. So, I mean, there's a lot going on, with these decisions. We have to make sure we comply by league rules. I want to do what's best for our performance guys and what they're advising. And then, of course, I always talk to the players and, see where they are. But we have to consider everything for sure.
And then we saw that Jonathan has been ruled out already for tomorrow. So what is the health update on him?
We got a workout in today, and Rick said he looked a lot better, and so he's coming along. And I'm hopeful that he'll be able to play in Miami, but we don't know yet.
While we're doing the roster portion of the conversation, any idea on either DeAnthony Melton and or Seth Curry when they might be able to be Warriors?
Well, Melt is with us on the trip and really putting in the work and starting to scrimmage and that kind of stuff. But it's he's not very close because he's been, as you know, he's missed all of last year pretty much. So he needs to really do a lot of on-court scrimmaging and rhythm work. And the good news is he's getting healthier and stronger every day, and he's definitely going to play a part in this season coming up. We just don't have an exact date yet.
And then what about Seth Curry? Are you able to even comment on that yet, Steve?
I don't know. So,
okay,
since I don't know, I'm not going to comment on it.
Let's be safe.
Okay, what about Del Curry? Would Del Curry be available?
Great shooter, Del, and a great golfer, too.
Great breakdown.
Steve, I know we already kind of talked about Draymond's defense. There's the other part of what's been Draymond's trip, and I want to ask it from this perspective with what happened with a fan last night. Is this something that you see as more prevalent in today's NBA with fans kind of getting into a heckling thing with players, or has this just been this way all along, even back to your playing days?
No, I think it's been this way all along, the heckling part. But the difference now is, everybody's got a phone and everyone's filming stuff, and so it just feels like it's happening more now, but it was going on back in the day as well.
And when you see this happen, and I'm not sure if you even saw it in real time, but Draymond Green he's not hot. He doesn't run hot. He's so smart about these interactions. But have you had conversations with him and the rest of your team about what the proper protocol would be when something like this happens?
No, because it's really the first time that I can remember something like this happening. We don't really, do a prep thing or anything. I mean, obviously the players all know, you can't go into the stands and you're going to get suspended if you do. So the fact that Draymond went over and had a conversation with him, I kind of liked it. It didn't bother me at all. I mean, the guy wants to heckle, then he should have a conversation with Draymond.
Yeah, and suddenly he didn't have as much to say when Draymond came over.
Much to say. Yeah, that's right. But Draymond handled it beautifully. He didn't do anything. There was no escalation. It was just a little conversation.
Steve, I wanted to ask you about something that might have gotten tucked into the scoreboard late last night. You've got a game in hand, but Buddy Hield on an inbound pass throws a pass that gets knocked away, and you were not pleased. Let's put it that way. What is your current feeling with regard to your team's ability to take care of the basketball?
Well, we're not where we need to be. I know that. I mean, last night we were able to be very loose and casual because that team was decimated. And, we shot the ball so well that we were going to win that game, but just based on the circumstances. And but that doesn't mean we're building the right habits, and that's what I was so upset about with Buddy. Just the out of bounds pass. We've got to be able to be solid with that stuff. And Jimmy and Dre and Steph, I think, combined for 15 turnovers. So last night was really more about the stars. They're the ones who are going to have the ball in their hands, so they're allowed to make a few turnovers. But some of the decision making last night was really bad. And so I'm trying to coach them up and stay on top of it, because if we want to do what we want to do, we're going to have to get a lot better with that stuff.